Alright guys, welcome. This is part 2. This is recorded in front of a live audience. If you hear anything weird, it is not me. Oh, it probably is actually. Alright, here we go. 23. We got x to the third minus x. Your first rule is always to GCF. Take out the greatest common factor. Here we can take an x out. We get x squared minus 1. Okay? What we see here, x squared minus 1, that's actually also a difference of perfect squares. So that's DOPS. So this becomes x minus 1 and x plus 1. And there we are. 24. Is also a difference of perfect squares. 25 squared, our square root, and 49 square root, we would get 5 and 7. X squared square rooted is x. We do minus, and we do positive. $25. The question here is already in what's called factor by grouping. And so all we have to do is take the two that look at the same and put it together with the x plus 4. And so that one's a real quick answer. Okay. 26. We get 2x squared plus 21x plus 10. On this problem here, we have a number in front of the x squared that's bigger than 1. Because of that, we need to go ahead and split the middle term. To find out what those two numbers are going to be, we're going to go ahead and use our x factor. 2 times 10 is 20. The middle is 21, so we're going to use 20 times 1. And we'll get 20x plus x plus 10 and 2x squared. So essentially we just broke down that middle right there. And we can go ahead and group like terms here. So 2x squared plus 20x. And we can factor out a 2x, which leaves us with x plus 10. This is already x plus 10, but we still have to factor something out. So we're just going to factor a positive 1. And it won't change anything. They look at the same, so we're good. So we get 2x plus 1 and x plus 10. Okay? 27. 27, we have 4 terms, so we're going to most likely be using factor by grouping. There's no GCF, so we just jump right into factor by grouping. Right here I can pull out an x squared, and we get x minus 1. Over here we can pull out a positive 2, and we get x minus 1. They look at the same, so we are good to go. X squared plus 2 and x minus 1. $28. 28, we get 10x squared plus x minus 2. Again, the number in the very front is bigger than 1, so we have to factor by splitting the middle term. So we're going to get 10 times negative 2, which is negative 20, and 1 right there in the middle. Okay? And we could go ahead and figure out that the two numbers that multiply to give me negative 20 and positive 1 is going to be a negative 4 and a positive 5. So we get 10x squared plus 5x minus 4x minus 2. Again, I position my two numbers with the numbers that make most sense. 5 fits better with 10, and 4 fits better with the 2. Factor by grouping. Notice how I keep the negative with this group, so negative 4x is a part of this. Over here we can factor out a 5x, which leaves us with 2x plus 1. Over here I can factor out a 2, but since these 2x plus 1 is positive, I need to factor out a negative 2 to keep it the same. So they do look at the same when I factor a negative 2 out. And we go ahead and get 5x minus 2 and 2x plus 1. All right, 29. 29 is a normal x factor. We can tell because the value in front is 1. So we just got to ask ourselves what two numbers multiply to give me 36 and add to give me a negative 12. And that would be a negative 6 and a negative 6. So do that one a little bit faster. 30. We get x to the 4th minus 16. This right here is DOPS. So difference of perfect squares. So we get x squared minus 4 and x squared plus 4. And we actually have DOPS up here again. X squared minus 4 is another difference of perfect squares. So we get x minus 2, x plus 2, and then x squared plus 4. So that one we had to do a double DOPS. And 31. We get 3x squared plus 14x plus 8. Again, we're going to be caught here in a split the middle term situation. So we're going to do 3 times 8 to give us 24 and 14. And we got to ask ourselves what two numbers multiply to give me 14 and add to give me, or sorry, multiply to give me 24, add to give me 14. That'd be 2 and 12. 12 is going to go better with 3. And right here, we split that middle term, factor by grouping. You can pull out a 3x. That leaves me with x plus 4. I can pull out a 2. That leaves me with x plus 4. So we get 3x plus 2 and x plus 4. So 32, we get to different types of problems. These are rational expressions where we're factoring again, but what we want to do is we want to factor and then simplify the top and the bottoms. So we factor the top, factor the bottom, then we want to cancel out. So x squared minus 64 is a difference of perfect squares. And down here we can factor a 3 out. When we pull a 3 out, it's with the 5, so that's going to make 15. And we get x plus 8. Once you see two things in common, they're going to cancel each other out. So those get to cancel out, and we get x minus 8 over 15. Number 33, x cubed minus 4x squared, x to the 4th minus 2x squared minus 8, times x squared plus 2 over x squared. So we do all of our reducing and then we'll start canceling. So here I can go ahead and pull out on the top an x squared. That leaves me with x minus 4. Down here, this is actually a basic factoring. What two numbers multiply to give me negative 8, add to give me negative 2. That would be x minus 4 and x plus 2. Now since it's x to the 4th and x squared, these two are actually x squared. These are fully factored, so I can't do anything. So all I have to do is match what I can cancel out. Okay? Ooh, I didn't fully factor. X squared minus 4, that's DOPS right there. So we can actually factor that even further to x minus 2 and x minus plus 2. Okay? So this will cancel with that. That will cancel with that. And I believe that's all that we can actually cancel on that one. And we end up with x minus 4 by itself on top. And that x minus 2 and x plus 2 on the bottom. Okay. $34. we get 4x minus 6 over x minus 1 squared, which we can just write as x minus 1, x minus 1. It says divide, but we want to turn that into multiply. X squared plus 2x minus 3 goes on top. And 2x squared minus 3x goes on the bottom. Again, we never divide by fractions. We multiply by the reciprocal. Let's factor. We can factor a 2 out of this. Over here we can factor using our x factor, negative 3 and 2. That's going to be x plus 3, x minus 1. And I can factor x out of that, which gives me 2x, minus 3. Again, we just have to match up the pieces that look the same on top and bottom. We can cancel them, so that guy goes away with that guy, and that one with that one. So we're left with 2 x plus 3 over x minus 1. Doesn't look like it's a really great answer, but that is fully reduced and simplified. Okay, 35. We get 2x plus 3 over 2x minus 4. Whoops. To combine these, I need to multiply the top and bottom by this. So what we're going to get is 2x. That's myself. Times 2x minus 4. Thank you. Wow, guys. Thank you. Yeah. So generous.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, bless you.
Thank you. Okay. So we got to multiply this 2 through. So we get 2x minus 8, and then we got to multiply the other 2 through. So we get 2x minus 8, and then we got to multiply that by 2x. This is doing the top part only right now. But we can factor 2 out of there. Let's just do that instead. That would be better. We get 4x and x minus 4. There we go. Over 2x minus 4 plus 3 over 2x minus 4. And add those together. And we're not going to be able to combine. Bummer. Okay. And so might as well just combine it all. We get 4x squared. Distribute that. That's minus 16. X plus 3 over 2x minus 4. Whew. This is a long problem.
Take a break.
I feel like I should take a break. Getting pretty tired.
Right, who are the touch party first round?
Calgary.
Will you see him down here in second grade?
No, I didn't.
I just want to let you know that's a hot
Yeah. I do remember when the Ducks beat them 4-0 in the last game.
Oh. They sat. All their good players sat.
We had like our 2 top defensemen out and one of our top forwards out. And you had your 2 best players in. Taves is not your best player. You had Patrick Kane, and you had the Panarin or Panarin or whatever his name is. I call him Panera Bread. He's Russian. I should probably pause the video.
Not Pickle, right?
What? Pickle? Okay, let me finish this problem. We're going to break at here, and I'll do a part 2 of a part 2.
Right. See you, Mr. Smith.
See you guys. So 4 times 3 is going to give me 12 and negative 16. So 2 numbers that multiply to give me 12 and add to give me 16 would be... Ooh. Boom, 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 boom. What 2 numbers multiply to give me 12? So they have to be 2 negative numbers. I don't know if we can do that. I don't think we can't factor anymore. We're good. So that's our answer right there. All right, guys, we'll get part 2 of part 2 up here soon.
I'm in track, so I think keep asking.